Hi everyone, welcome to my channel today. It's Lynn here. So today I'm popping on with my mini series for February using shapes. So this week is the turn of the square. So in my previous 3 videos I have used some circles, some hearts and some octagons. So here you can see me choosing the papers for my cards. So today I am going to make 2 cards using squares. So I've chosen my papers and I've cut myself 6 squares at 1.5 inches. I am also going to use a 5 by 7 inch card blank, and I am just going to decide which way I would like to pop my squares. So I am starting my card with my little square, which has the lovely gold wavy lines and some little stars, and I'm popping it to the right hand side of my card using my handy little glue stick. So next I have chosen my little square that is a silver sort of mosaic style, and I've popped that underneath my first square. Then I am working my way down my card on the right hand side, next using my square with the lovely silver foiled lines. Then from there I move across to the left hand side of my card, only to discover that my square at the end doesn't fit. So you can see me here moving my squares around until I find that they all fit perfectly in. I do end up taking the rest of the squares off that I have done at the top of the card and move them further across to the right hand side of my card. So I finally got my little squares in the correct place, having moved them across. I'm glad that I had used the glue stick, because if I'd used glue I think they would have ripped the card when I tried to move them, but I found, having used the little handy glue stick, they were very easy to just lift up and move them across my card. So I finally got that sorted out. So here you can see I am just using my little glue stick to pop some glue onto the last of my squares, which I am popping at the bottom left hand corner of my card. Just lining it up with my previous square. Here I am just going over a couple of the squares where I found the edges and corners were not stuck down properly onto my card after I had moved them, but once I'd popped my glue on, they were all fine and nicely stuck down. So I've got these Art Studio 3D World Travel stickers, which I have decided to take the lovely little camper van, and I am going to pop that onto some foam pads. And once I've popped my foam pads, oops, I've got it upside down there. Once I've popped my foam pads on, I just pop a little bit of glue on the back to give a little bit of wiggle room, and then stick this down onto the top of my card. Next, I am looking to pop a little sentiment on. So I've got this Woodware Craft Collection sentiment, which I am going to pop onto my card. So here you can see I have used a lovely ink to match and tone in with the card, and I picked the sentiment. You are without a doubt the very best, and yeah, there you go, there is my finished card, and I think that looks absolutely fab. So for card number 2, I am using exactly the same papers as I used on my first card. Again, I have cut down 6 squares, and again I am using a 5 by 7 inch card blank. So on top of my card, I have layered a piece of black card and then a piece of white card, and then you could see me taking one of my squares, which I cut in half, and it created a triangle style, which I am then going to pop to the top of my card, and then I am lining up my second square, which I will then pop to the left hand side of my card. Again, I am using my little handy glue stick to pop the squares down. I just need to make sure everything is lined up perfectly. Then I take my square in the style of a little mosaic tile, and I am popping that underneath my previous square. Again, just making sure everything is lined up before I stick it down onto my card. So I am just following on with my squares, lining them up so that this one now comes to the left hand side of my card, and I will then take my my fifth square, which is again this lovely gold foiled square, and I am lining that under my previous one, so just kind of working my way down the card in a bit of a zigzag sort of style. And for my last and final square, the lovely mosaic style, I am just popping that down to the bottom of my card and just making sure everything is nicely stuck down. And then I am just taking my tacky glue and I am popping little bits of glue around my card, and then I have got my little gems which I am just popping on just to add a little bit more sparkle to the card. I think the foiling on the little squares just makes them stand out. The gold and silver on them looks absolutely gorgeous. So I am just arranging my little gems in various places around the card. I pop 5 little gems on. I've got this Just Say sentiment, and I'm having a little think where I would like to pop the sentiment. So here I take a piece of the spare papers. So I chose a black ink to stamp the Just to Say sentiment, and then after I stamped it out, I decided to fussy cut around it. I really enjoy fussy cutting, so I did that, and then on the back I popped my little foam pads and a little bit of glue, which helps to give a little bit of wiggle room just in case it gets stuck down in the wrong place, and the glue will just help it to move easily. So yeah, there is card number 2 finished, and look at the foiling on the squares. The colours are just showing up so pretty. I can see lovely oranges and reds coming through. So I am just going to bring my other card in here. So there you go, there are my 2 cards using square shapes and also using the same paper pad and the same amount of squares. I chose to use 6 squares, but how different are they? We've got the one with the squares and the lovely camper van and the sentiment. You are without a doubt the very best for card number 1. And then for card number 2, I have kind of staggered the squares in a zigzag kind of style down my card, and then just popped a simple, just to say sentiment, onto the bottom of my card, and also a few little gems just scattered around it. And yeah, there you go. There are my 2 finished cards. So I am just bringing in my cards that I have made in my little mini series. So last week I did some cards with circles. I made 3. So I'm just popping those in to share with you. The previous week I did some hearts, as it was Valentine's Day, and I thought it was very appropriate to share some heart style cards with you all. So that is 2 of the cards there. I did make another one where I coloured in the little hearts on my card. And the very first week for my mini shape series, I created cards using hexagons. So this is just a little sample of what we can create using shapes on cards. I've thoroughly enjoyed creating these cards for my mini series, and yeah, that is it for my little mini series for February. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope I have given you some inspiration to create cards using shapes. Could I just ask if you would give me a thumbs up, a comment, um, also if you would hit that notification bell. And yeah, that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would be really grateful for this, and thank you ever so much for joining me today. I will be back again very soon with another video. In the meantime, happy crafting, have a wonderful day, take care, and see you all soon. Bye bye for now.